Once upon a time, and once there was not. On a very, very calm night, when the sky was gently covered with a thin, silver-colored veil, and the stars whispered the sweetest lullabies to each other in the celestial dome, there lived a child named Ulaş who believed in the magic of dreaming. That night, Ulaş lay in his bed. He slowly pulled his blanket up to his chin. He listened to that safe silence within the room. He watched the moonlight drifting through his window, dancing with the patterns on the rug. As the moonlight wandered almost on tiptoe across the walls of the room, it stopped right by his bookshelf, and there it transformed into a magical door, glowing softly, its edges adorned with crystal dust. This door didn't creak, nor did it make the slightest sound. It just spread a warm, lavender-scented light, calling Ulaş to a mysterious invitation. For this door opened to the radiant forest, where only children with hearts as kind as a bird and dreams as brave as an ocean could enter. Ulaş adjusted his pajamas. He tucked his favorite soft toy under his arm. He took a deep, peaceful breath, and with that curiosity in his heart, he took his first step through the door. As soon as Ulaş entered the forest, the scent of fresh pine needles and the earthy aroma after a rain filled his nose. Gravity felt different here. The ground was so soft, as if with every step he took, the moss on the ground was gently hugging Ulaş's feet, making him feel a little lighter. At that very moment, a glowing tail appeared from among the trees. This was a very cute squirrel with a tail sparkling with real stardust and big shimmery eyes. His name was Silvertail. Silvertail glided down from a velvet oak branch. He perched on Ulaş's shoulder like a feather, and in a velvety whisper he said, "Welcome, Ulaş. Every child who enters here writes their own story. Remember, every step here is a song." And truly, as Ulaş moved forward, every dry leaf he stepped on murmured thin, peaceful melodies, as if they were the strings of a violin. After walking for a while, their path led to the river of melodic stones, made not of water, but of melted and clarified moonlight. The river flowed silently like midnight blue velvet. Silver bubbles were waving tenderly on its surface. To cross, one had to walk across giant crystal stones suspended just above the water like little islands. Ulaş paused here for a moment because the stones seemed to be hanging in midair. Just then, from among the giant jasmine flowers emerged a graceful, very tall giraffe with tiny silver bells hanging from its neck. Every time the giraffe moved, the bells made a fairy tale sound. Ching, ching. It leaned its neck towards Ulaş with love and said, "Do not be afraid, little traveler. Keep your balance not in your feet, but in that stillness within your heart. When you are in harmony with your breath, every stone will become a sturdy path for you." Ulaş listened to these wise words of the giraffe. He closed his eyes for a moment, took a deep breath, and took his first step onto the crystal stone. Ding! The stone glowed with a deep blue light, greeting Ulaş's foot. With every step, Ulaş slowed his breath a little more. He released his shoulders. As his body relaxed, the stones carried him across safely like a cloud. When he reached the end of the river, the giraffe looked at Ulaş with its big eyes, smiled kindly, and vanished into the depths of the forest, into the silence. Ulaş and his loyal friend on his shoulder, Silvertail, now reached the most mysterious and colorful part of the adventure. This was the labyrinth of whispering vines. Giant rainbow-colored vines were swaying slowly, as if they were alive, twining around each other to open brand new passages, constantly changing the way. The air here smelled of sugary fruits and fresh flowers. Just as Ulaş was thinking which way to turn, a white, fluffy rabbit with long ears appeared at his feet. This rabbit was so fast that it left sparkling paw prints where it ran. "Follow me, Ulaş," said the rabbit, twitching its nose. "But we must be quiet. This part of the forest speaks in whispers." Ulaş followed the rabbit like a shadow on his tiptoes. Sometimes he bent under a giant purple mushroom. Sometimes he leapt lightly over a glowing water lily, like a feather. With every obstacle, his body stretched a bit more, becoming more relaxed. When they exited the labyrinth, the rabbit stopped, shook its long ears, and vanished into a peaceful bush. As the night progressed, the indigo color in the sky grew deeper and the stars grew larger. Ulaş arrived at the foot of the most magnificent part of the adventure, the soft cloud mountain. The summit of the mountain was shrouded in mist and sparkles, but there was neither a path nor a ladder. At the summit, a wise owl with giant golden yellow eyes sat with its wings spread like a blanket, waiting for them. The owl spoke with that deep, reassuring voice. "Ulaş, you can climb this mountain not with your muscles, but only with that great peace in your soul. Every time you yawn, the sky will give you a step." Ulaş felt that sweet weight of tiredness and gave a giant yawn. Suddenly, from the sky, an ethereal purple cloud step descended, softer than cotton candy. Ulaş took a step. He yawned once more, even deeper. Another step. With every yawn, Ulaş's body grew a little heavier, his mind a little clearer. His eyelids now wanted to close. Just as he reached the summit, a giant, cuddly, and very sleepy bear stood before him, its back patterned with real constellations. The bear, with its giant but equally soft paws, handed Ulaş a glowing, heartwarming crystal of peace. "This crystal," the bear said, its voice echoing like a lullaby, "protects the dreams of all children from bad things. Now take this peace into your heart." Behind the mountain appeared the rest cave, where real stars shone on the ceiling and the floor was covered with the world's softest pillows. Ulaş let himself fall on those silky pillows. The whisper of the forest from afar, the sweet rustle of the leaves, the giraffe's bells, the rabbit's breath, the owl's wingbat, they all joined together, turning into a special sleep composition for Ulaş. Ulaş closed his eyes slowly with peace and found himself back in his own room, in that warm bed. The beautiful scent of lavender from the radiant forest still lingered on him. His heart was very calm, his mind filled with a deep blue peace. Good night, Ulaş. Good night to all the little heroes listening to this story. The stars are waiting for you. Sweet dreams.